welcome to Half the Battle. And you know what? I think it's bloody time that we got back to the comic, don't you think?
So, let's take a look at a tale of intrigue and double crossings in issue 9, The Diplomat. We start off in Frontline, Nebraska, where the Joes are raiding a Cobra hideout disguised as a farmhouse. The Joes take the facility easily enough, but then Cobra Commander does his favorite thing in the whole wide world, appearing on a big screen. And he tells the Joes he's about to blow up the damn house.
Why? Why do you keep doing this? At this point, every time Cobra Commanders appears on screen, the Joes might as well just start running because something is about to blow up.
So naturally they haul ass out of there and get away with a computer tape containing valuable intel. The files they get inform them of a planned assassination attempt. Also, the name Brian Hassel is mentioned, a diplomat currently stationed in France, who's in charge of negotiation between the US and El Alawi, a nondescript Middle Eastern nation that may as well be called I Made It Upistan. This fictitious country is probably named after Ahmad al-Alawi, a late 19th and early 20th century founder of a modernist Islam order. Anyway, Hawk assumes Cobra wants to assassinate Hassel, since screwing up a peace treaty would benefit Cobra somehow. I have no idea how, and I don't think they have either. To prevent trouble, Scarlet and Clutch are sent to escort the diplomat.
It's gonna be one of those pairings, isn't it?
At the same time, Stalker and Snake Eyes will try to verify the assassination plot by any means necessary, even if it means tracking down Cobra Commander himself. Scarlet is of course less than pleased. Do I have to team up with Clutch? You have your orders, soldier.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Hawk is a douche.
I mean, come on, Clutch, that's just a sexual harassment suit waiting to happen. I don't understand why he's on the G.I. Joe team. I mean, the only thing that he does is drive a vehicle rather nicely. Okay. Though maybe Clutch will keep it polite this time, because that look from Snake Eyes just says it all, doesn't it? Meanwhile, Cobra Commander is informed the plans concerning the diplomat have gotten out, and he takes this surprisingly well. Excellent! Initiate attacks immediately! This will make a most amusing game!
Games? Did someone say games? And perchance, for interest's sake, a deadly game?
In the next panel, we're at the beach, where Scarlet is trying to convince Brian Hassel... Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna call him Hasselhoff from now on. Where Scarlet is trying to convince Hasselhoff Cobra is after him. We also get the first bit of cheesecake in the G.I. Joe comic with Scarlet in a bikini. At the same time, Clutch is buried in the sand for some reason. Hasselhoff isn't buying any of it. Well, that is, until 3 Cobra frogmen appear out of the sea and attack. But they weren't prepared for Clutch, who has a goddamn machine gun hiding under the sand. Okay, how the hell did he manage to sneak that onto the beach? I thought they were supposed to be under cover or something. Where the hell did he hide that?
You know what? On second thought, best not to speculate.
Anyway, since he just almost got impaled by a spear gun, Hasselhoff now believes there might be some danger after all. So both he and the Joes haul ass to his hotel. Once there, they find the door to his hotel room locked automatically behind them, and a bomb starts ticking. Thinking quickly, Scarlet uses her crossbow to create a zipline out of the room, and they survive the second assassination attempt in about as many minutes reading.
But enough about that, let's head to jolly old England.
Here we meet Derek Sutherland, weapons dealer and so British he farts to the tune of Rule Britannia. After a lunch of chips and brashers, owner Derek Sutherland returns to his office. Okay, You know what? I'm usually pretty good when it comes to British slang, but I still have no idea what the hell brashers are supposed to be.
I even tried asking some British people, but I got nothing. The closest I could find was bacon rashers, which is supposed to be just strips of bacon. But I'm not sure that it ever went with chips. So, if anybody out there knows, please, for the love of God, tell me. It's driving me crazy.
But let's move on from that. This Derek fellow appears to be of ill repute, since Snake Eyes puts a gun to his head, while Stalker demands to know where they can find Cobra. Sutherland says that he doesn't know anything, but he writes down that a room is bugged and gives them an address in Amsterdam. But only seconds later, he's on the horn to Cobra, telling them he did just what they had instructed. Cobra Commander is thankful, but kills him anyway, just to make the ruse look good.
Also, I think Cobra Commander has his hood on a little too tight, because this is what he says when he kills Sutherland.
A pity we must sacrifice one of your resources. Yeah, looks like they mixed up two sentences there. While this is going on, back in France, Scarlet, Clutch, and Hasselhoff are being pursued by Cobras, while on their way to the airstrip. A single grenade is all it takes to stop their attackers. They drive onto their plane, literally, and have their pilot take off. Scarlet thinks to herself that all this is almost too easy. But before she gets a chance to dwell on this, the pilot pulls a gun on her and calls her Babe. Two very bad mistakes. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's being called Babe. I'd say yay feminism, but there's a bit of mixed signals here, as she knocks him out with what is essentially a handbag. The pilot did manage to get a shot off, crippling the plane and forcing them to make a crash landing. Luckily, the car survives intact, and they quip the pilot will have a long walk home when... that guy just died screaming. We switch to Amsterdam, where Snake Eyes and Stalker arrive at the address the late lamented Sutherland gave them. And it's never stated outright, but yeah, that's a rendezvous hotel.
Because we all know what Amsterdam is known for. No, the other thing.
Stalker gets to the room and is confronted with... Holy crap! It's Force Ghost Cobra Commander! Duke, I am your father.
And let's prepare for some classic Cobra Commander stupidity, shall we? Even though my head still hurts from last time.
Hollow Commander decides to tell Stalker his entire plan as the room is filling up with poison gas. And as it turns out, Hasselhoff isn't the assassination target, he's actually the assassin, working for Cobra, and he will kill the Middle Eastern representative, ruining the relations between the US and Al-Alawi.
Stalker makes it out alive, but I'm not sure how. Here's what is shown.
The door is locked behind Stalker as Cobra Commander appears. Stalker is about to succumb to the gas when he calls out for Snake Eyes. The next panel is just a boom sound effect. And then we see Snake Eyes dragging Stalker out through a door that's been blown open. Also, hookers, but those aren't important right now. Thing is, I have no idea what actually happened. Did the room have a bomb in it that blew open the door but failed to kill Stalker? I only have this as an option because, well, the commander sure loves trying to blow people up. Or did Stalker have explosives himself to blow open the door, and the thing in his hand was a detonator? But then, why did he call out for Snake Eyes? Or is that thing actually a radio, and Snake Eyes was the one to blow the door open? That last one is probably what's supposed to have happened, but then why is the door blown outward, not inward?
Yeah, that was just confusing as hell.
Since this is giving me a headache, let's go back to Hasselhoff and friends in the Italian Alps. This time, they are being pursued by helicopters, which we now know aren't actually trying to kill them. Additionally, some cars are trying to run them off the road, but they of course fail, taking the plunge themselves. The helicopters drop canisters with poison gas, and one of them lands in the car, causing it to go in the water. This actually upsets the guy in the helicopter, since Cobra wants Hasselhoff to survive. The pilot makes the mistake of going in for a closer look, allowing Scarlet to grab the landing strut and dump the guy out. So now they've gone from a car, to a plane, to a car again, to a helicopter. The Joes sure live in a mad, mad, mad world. Inside the helicopter, Hasselhoff finally shows his true colors and points a gun at them. And I have to question his sanity here. I mean, he's personally seen them take out armed people before. And I don't understand why they don't just take him out now. But nope, they remain captive and arrive at a cabin with Cobra goons waiting for them and are tied up as Hasselhoff goes to meet his target. They get out of their ropes somehow and take out the guards. Seriously, they just say they should get out of those ropes, and the next panel, they have done just that.
Show, don't tell, comic.
A desperate rush using skis begins to try and stop Hasselhoff, with Stalker and Snake Eyes en route also in a plane. Scarlet gets there just as Hasselhoff is taking out his gun to kill the Middle Eastern representative, crashing through the window to stop him. But it all seems for naught, as the Diplomat carries out his orders, shooting his target. Hasselhoff then quickly tries to blame Scarlet, since he's apparently never heard of something called forensics, but is interrupted by an unlikely source. The Al Alawi ambassador is objecting. Your tongue is golden, but your words are dross.
Dross? I'm gonna need a minute here. Let's see. Dross. Ah, here we go. Dross. Something that is of very low quality. Waste or useless substances. Huh. You learn something new every day.
Actually, that isn't far off. Larry Hama liked to put in sometimes unusual, sometimes difficult words and expressions, hoping that kids would look them up or ask their parents. That's pretty neat.
I still have no idea what goddamn brashers are, though.
Anyway, the ambassador says that assassinations and bulletproof vests are a way of life in his country. That's why he's unfazed by the attempt on his life.
You have to understand, this was made 30 years ago, when there was great turmoil in the Middle East. Luckily, all problems have been solved there now.
The comic closes out with Cobra Commander getting the news that his assassin has failed. He again takes this rather well. How unfortunate. You're not angry? Should I be? It was only a game, and there will always be another game.
Damn, dude, that's stone cold.
So, that was The Diplomat. My thoughts? Well, the story was engaging and entertaining enough, but they've repeated the "it was all a ruse" plot about 4 times now, and it's getting old. The issue itself had some serious quality control issues. I mentioned Cobra Commander mixing up sentences, but in addition to that, you had speech bubbles in the wrong location, like where it appears that the ambassador is saying he's alive about himself. And Hasselhoff is thinking part of a speech here that he's clearly meant to be yelling. To say nothing of the weird way Stalker escaped his death trap. Normally, the G.I. Joe comic is of a much higher caliber.
And I do have one nitpick.
If all the attempts on Hasselhoff were a ruse, then what was up with the bomb in the hotel room? It was lucky Scarlet had a zipline in her bag, or they would have been toast. I will say one good thing, though. Clutch kept his sexism to a minimum. He was far less objectionable than usual.
Overall, I have mixed feelings about this issue. It's not that good, but it's not that bad either. So, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave you with a score of average. Well, see you next time, everybody. Now seriously, what the hell are brashers? And as a special bonus treat after the credits, for the first time ever, I'm having a fan on the show. Finally! No, seriously, it's freaking hot here.